Intelligent question. I like it. We're looking at the video, Best Hairline Ever, Noel Gallagher of Oasis, age 50. It's like it's like almost weird because like his hairline is like this and he's 50 years old. Oasis is absolutely one of my favorite bands, absolutely. But Andrew Kelly had this to say, quote, "Do you think that there is an arbitrary perception of men with full heads of hair as superior beyond a societal sense? I have seen some people talk of such men as deities or cosmic superhumans," end quote. I say absolutely. I say yes. I think because it's so natural for men to lose their hair and so normal, at least at some age in their life, if you don't, then it seems you're the exception to the rule because that's how normal it is to go bald to some degree if you're a man, right? So if you somehow bypass that, there is this arbitrary sense that, oh wow, he's better than the rest of us, right? He is Tony Danza. He is Anthony Bourdain. He is Ronald Reagan. This guy is magical. But it is interesting when you put it in perspective, like the other video I made, talking about how there's really not many bald superheroes, but there's easily lots of bald supervillains. So it's interesting because think about supervillains. They're powerful. You know, there's a lot of arguably positive traits about supervillains. They're ultimately good communicators, good organizers. They got a lot of power. They're doers, you know. So I often identify with villains as much as I do the hero. Like even in the original 1989 Batman, you know, Batman is his own dichotomy. You know, he's this vigilante, but ultimately he's got this dark brewing stuff going on in him. And then in the original 1989 Tim Burton, you've got the Joker, who's ultimately the outward expression of that other side, that darkness, taken to a different level. So it's interesting. I guess it is an arbitrary matter of perception. I think maybe that's why my perspective is interesting, is because I look at it not as a negative thing, but as a natural, normal thing. And I've said before, I don't see people as being good or bad. I see people are people. And good people do bad things and bad people do good things. And in the end, if we think that we should get a better break in life because we're a good person, we deserve more, we're fooling ourselves. It's funny. Here's what I'm saying. If most people would say that it's a more glorious thing if you can keep all your hair naturally, especially naturally, and oh, you're lucky, I would say, I'd say, who cares? I'd say, I already identify as a villain anyway. So because I think villains are cool and I think they're underrated, it's only natural. A guy like me would say, well, I don't need to have hair to be, you know, relevant and powerful and to be so important. So perhaps in this unrehearsed video, I realize I fundamentally identify with villains. Maybe not so much more than the hero, but I definitely identify with villains. Bonus, only 3 of you will do this. Only 3. No, don't tell me you're going to do it when you're not. Only 3 of you are going to do what I'm about to say. Only 3 of you. On this channel, if you type in Jackman, one word, Jackman. Type in Jackman, here kitty kitty. If you do that, it's going to take you into this subworld of this channel. Before I started doing channels about hair loss, it was a superhero show. My son was Jackman, the superhero, and I was the villain, the green meanie. I'm in almost every episode as a bad guy. I identify as the bad guy. Check it out and you'll see what I mean.